On today's Live TV, we hear from the head of Premier, Richard Knight, about how our Premier customers can get the most from the service, and we hear how our Chichester branch delivers superior service 7 days a week. Hello, good morning and welcome to your Live TV. Now, over the last 4 weeks, we've been looking at superior service, and this week we're going to be applying it to our Premier customers. We hear from colleagues who spotted an opportunity to help long-standing customers to benefit from our financial advice, as well as a great Premier bank account.
Mr and Mrs Basham have been customers of HSBC for 46 years. Mrs Basham came in to cancel a direct debit. We had sit down, had a coffee, we did a financial health check. During that financial health check, it transpired she had an investment portfolio with another provider. One of the most important things is to take a personal interest in the customer. I think it allows a bit more of rapport building and they feel familiar with you. I spotted the opportunity that Mr and Mrs Basham could become Premier customers, so I made a referral to my Premier manager, David Court.
The counsellors at the branch here are fantastic. Without them, a lot of the opportunities would be missed, so it's essential that we keep close contact with them. We meet with them daily, and throughout the day we have little regular one-to-ones just to say, you know, what's happening, how can we help them, and what we need from them to help us. I contacted Mrs Basham by the telephone, introduced myself as a Premier Relationship Manager. Following that referral, I arranged to meet Mr and Mrs Basham at their home and took Anne Jonathan, our Premier Independent Financial Advisor, where we conducted a review and established that they actually had a significant portfolio outside of HSBC, which the performance wasn't very good on, and then suggested that we look at the PIMS service as a more suitable arrangement.
I'm very pleased that the referral that I made and the subsequent investment that Mr and Mrs Basham took the PIMS investment portfolio to over £1 billion and gave them £2,000 for a charity of their choice.
It is just a case of actually speaking with the customers, understanding their needs and then delivering the correct proposition to them.
Just ask that extra question. That extra question can lead to so much more than what they originally came down for, and at the end of the day could massively benefit the customer.
So we're now joined by Head of Premier, Richard Knight. Hello, Richard.
Hello.
Thank you very much for coming to join us today. Now, we just saw a really good example from Lymington there.
A fabulous example of some really good teamwork.
So how can we actually encourage our colleagues to follow in their footsteps, providing good quality customers?
I think what we can learn from that is that the more we talk to our customers, the more we understand what's important to them and what's important to their families. We can then provide better quality referrals to our colleagues within the branch. What I also like about the Lymington example is that actually there's sharing of knowledge around the service of Premier. I think it's important to add that Premier is not about an account, it's about a service. And we should always look to seek to ask ourselves, what other services would my customers benefit from that they're not actually currently benefiting from at the moment?
So I guess the individual review is really important here.
It's integral to building a relationship with our customers. Unfortunately, 40% of our new-to-bank Premier customers that we've opened accounts for in the last 3 months have not had a review. Now, we know when we conduct an individual review with our customers that actually they're far more interested in the services we provide, and actually their customer satisfaction increases considerably. Now, what we've got to remember here is that we're the experts around the Premier service, and it's important to share that knowledge and information with the customers so they benefit from all of the services that we have to offer.
So, what are the main aspects of HSBC Premier that appeal to our customers, and what should we be talking to our customers about?
Well, our customers tell us there's 4 major areas that are really, really important to them about the Premier service. First of all, there's wealth and financial planning for their future that's important. Then there's family and supporting their family network. Then we have the international reach and capability of the Premier service, and finally their day-to-day banking that's important.
And finally, understand that we're testing a new approach for some of our Premier customers. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
That's right. We're testing a new service in our central London region. Now, what our most highly valued customers have told us is that they need more time to spend talking to us about their highly complex needs and more time and access to our relationship managers. Now, we're testing 2 new roles. Firstly, our Executive Premier Relationship Manager role and Executive Premier Independent Financial Advisor role. What we're doing is providing our colleagues with portfolio sizes of 250. Now that's steeply reduced from our existing portfolio sizes, so that can allow our colleagues to spend more time getting to understand the complex needs and provide solutions to those needs to our most valuable customers. Now through that we'll be able to give them a far more superior service to understand their financial futures and provide solutions to those needs.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much for the time being, Richard. Now we're going to go to see Frankie for an update of news from across the network.
Thanks, Paul. The first of our Talking Business events took place last week at Yate branch in the southwest. These events are an opportunity for local professionals and businesses to meet with retail, premier and commercial colleagues and share ideas and ways to help each other.
Colleagues benefit from the event by seeing their customers in a non-formal way and getting to become part of the community. Customers benefit by getting to meet each other, seeing local businesses in the community sharing problems or successes, and they get to see that HSBC is open for business and for lending.
The events are taking place from the 12th of October and throughout November at more than 100 locations. We all know the British love to queue. Or do we? Our customers tell us that queuing at our counters is one of their biggest frustrations. So, during August, we asked you to count the number of customers waiting in your queues. Here's what happened.
Early results show that we've got an important minority of the network which are really very busy at certain times of the day. And the cause of those queues can vary quite significantly from branch to branch. And so the important thing now is that we work with the local teams to identify those reasons and start to put things right.
Another fantastic example of superior service came from a joined-up effort between our colleagues at Chichester branch and HSBC Direct. A customer had accidentally left his passport at the branch and only realised this when he was due to travel on a Sunday, when the branch was closed. He frantically called HSBC Direct, who put him in touch with our branch colleague Andrew Davey.
I live very locally and was able to access the branch with the support of other colleagues within the bank. Mr Hawkins was absolutely delighted with the service that he received and said that everybody that he'd spoken to had gone out of their way to deliver exceptional service to him.
And don't forget, as always, we would love to hear your stories. So please drop us an email. The address is on the screen.
So, Richard, finally, we've talked a lot about the quality of our premier customers. How would you sum this up?
Well, our new-to-bank customers are very, very important to us. What we have to have in the forefront of our mind is this a service and not an account. And to deliver superior service, we need to deepen and understand the relationships and get to really know our customers. That way we can provide not just for their needs today, but also for their financial futures.
Richard, thank you very much. Next week, we'll be taking a closer look at the Your Future campaign, and we'll be going to the Midlands for their Big Fat Quiz. Enjoy the rest of your T3 session and have a lovely day.